Gillette Industrial Services. We are a DoD support equipment manufacturer, and I'm 100% woman-owned small business. Thank you so much for letting me speak with you today. I got started with my business in 1981 when my dad opened his business in our garage, and I was fresh out of high school. And we had a nice little machine shop going in our garage, and then we expanded and things were going very well. And my dad got really sick and passed away. And so my mom and I opened our own manufacturing facility in Bangor, Pennsylvania. And it was very interesting because I have no college education. My background is in repairs. I repair pneumatics and hydraulics and positive displacement pumps, and packaging equipment, and all that sort of thing. And we worked very hard in the commercial world. Unfortunately, around 2009, the commercial world started going down. And so we had to switch our products to Department of Defense. We got our 8A certification in 2016, and we pivoted to the Department of Defense, where we used our skills and we increased our capabilities to manufacture support equipment, which is our main manufacturing source right now, is support equipment for the Department of Defense. The roadblocks and barriers were enormous. At the time, no one sees them as enormous. You think this is just real business and you have to get past it. But looking back, I see the roadblocks were huge. In the commercial world, I was trying very hard to get into this one factory that had a lot of work that I could do. And I remember doing a presentation, and before I started my presentation, the manager of the factory said something very inappropriate. And so when I was finished with the presentation, the 5 gentlemen that were in the room, I had to make a strategic decision. And the decision was that if I had to deal with this particular person, that we would shake hands and we would part friends. Well, we respected each other. And, thank you so much for letting me do my presentation. The jaws dropped. And I got to say, it was probably one of the better decisions in my career, because I obviously was not the first person to have met this person. And it made a huge difference. They ended up being one of my larger commercial clients. And I never had to deal with that person again. I actually never spoke to that person again. So I have a feeling I wasn't the first person to bring the subject up. So that was a huge obstacle, and faced head on, we had to deal with that. But on other terms, in the government world now, I still deal with obstacles. I've had contracting people tell me, your bids are good, but Bob has a family to support. This is not appropriate, and it doesn't apply to my bids or my capabilities. And so for me, overcoming that, it's very delicate, because to offend the people that you're dealing with means you don't get work, and yet you still have to deal with the problem at hand. And those are some of the obstacles. Some of my other obstacles were dealing with the actual federal employees on the SBA side and in the federal arena. It's unfortunate. It feels like they are not trained appropriately for all socioeconomic groups. Now, I'm an 8A and a woman-owned small business, and I'm finding that the 8A part is easy for me to deal with. It separates me in a different way. But I have not gotten any women-owned projects because it's so difficult, and the training is so relaxed on that special set aside. They don't know how to give me the work, and once they find out how difficult it is to put it in a basket, it doesn't happen very often. Now, I do notice that some of the women-owned opportunities do get awarded to women-owned businesses, but they're traditionally women-run businesses. And that's unfortunate. I run an engineering company and a manufacturing company, and there aren't a whole lot of women-owned opportunities for me out there. So I really have to work twice as hard to get half as seen. And that's been an obstacle. I've been really fortunate to have some great mentors along the way. In high school, I had decided I wanted to play a musical instrument, and my family said, that'd be great. You better get a job. And so I went to the music store and I asked the music teacher if he would give me, lessons, what I could do. And he said, come work at my store. And this is really how I got my start in mechanical work, is that I went in on Saturdays and he helped me learn how to repair musical instruments. But it wasn't just learning. What he did is the first instrument we learned to repair happened to be a French horn. And what he did is he sat me down and he taught me the fingerings for the French horn, taught me how to play a little bit. And before I could repair it, I had to play it. So he'd make me learn the scales. We did this through all the instruments that a high school band would have. And I realized by working at 15 years old at his music store, what a gift he gave me, because I learned that I was mechanical. Like, this is something that was amazing and that he gave me an opportunity to do. And I'll forever be grateful for that, because that's when I knew I didn't have to be a secretary or a nurse, which was the general path of people who graduated with me that were women, or real estate, maybe. There wasn't too many options for me at the time, at least that I knew of. And then moving along, I had my father, who was a great mentor. Working for my dad, we would go into large factories and I would do the repair work. And some of the gentlemen might say, oh, we're not paying for her full price, are we? And my dad stood up for me and he would say, you might pay twice as much for her. She does that good of a job. So he was a great mentor and he helped me a lot with my business, my thinking on business, and the integrity that you need to have in business and what I should expect from the people I work with. And another mentor I had is with the Clinton Foundation. When I was working with WeBank and they set me up on a mentor protege relationship. And he really did help me quite a bit, um, not getting work, which is where I'd hoped he'd helped me, but understanding a lot about how I was going to be dealing with other businesses as I got into the government contracting world. Unfortunately, we separated ways. And that was because I don't think he took me seriously as a business owner. And he had said to me, oh, I can run this and you could take care of your children. Well, I was taking care of my children. So I parted ways with him, but I don't want to take away the fact that he did help me learn about business. And he was from another time and another era. No excuses, but I did separate from that. And he helped me learn a little bit about what other people were thinking about me as a business owner, that I would want to stay home and take care of my children instead of run my business. Um, but I don't put that in the obstacle department. I put that in the mentoring department because it was a huge lesson that he taught me, and I'm grateful for it.